he knows there's a possibility that someone needs all the people to operate a franchise business and then just use that to like kill them off. But he said, hopefully by the time that comes along.
Well, c'est fait mais ici là, c'est ça? Ah, si c'est fait mais à payer ici?
Non, le pays, c'est pas bon.
Ouais. Oh merde.
Do you have the deep search on that one?
Hi everybody, good afternoon. So today I'm going to speak about GEO. So GEO means Generative Engine Optimization. But before that, I think it's important to explain a little bit how to reach that goal, how to rank on AI search engine. So first of all, I'm going to introduce myself. So I'm from Paris, from France. Maybe you can hear with my accent in English. And I have been working in the SEO industry since 2010. So I have 15 years of experience in the SEO industry. I'm working between Paris and Hong Kong. So I have a company in Hong Kong which name is HK. And I have written 7 books. I'm preparing the 7th one right now about PSO. So during this session, I'm also speaking a little bit about PSO. PSO is podcast search optimization, because you can also work on how to rank a podcast correctly on Spotify, YouTube podcasts, and so on. So the brand that I'm going to speak about, the case study that I'm going to speak about, it's a brand that I've done with my husband from scratch. And I'm going to show you all the steps, all the elements that we have put in place to be rankable in ChatGPT. So the brand name is Narastoria. I know the logo is a little bit difficult to read, but we are changing it right now. And what is important today for SEO, it's not only ranking on keywords, it's also the trust that the consumers, the visitors, giving to you. So reputation is very important to work on your online reputation and your popularity. And for that, there are many criteria to respect. The quality of your content, the technical parts of your website, and also how to optimize your mobile performances. All of these are important for a brand. And what you need is, of course, well-optimized landing pages. I think most of the time, webmasters or developers, they're only thinking about, okay, I have to put online a website and that's it. But no, you have to answer to the consumer's needs. What visitors are coming from on your website. Normally, there are only 2 things: for information or for purchasing something. So for the landing page, what we need to do is maybe to work first of all on the keywords. Even if it seems obvious, you need to do a good keyword study by using Google tools, for example, Google Trends, Google Search Console. You can find out many insights within this kind of tools. For example, the CTR, the click-through rate KPI, could be interesting for having indication about keywords that should be used within the website. Because if a visitor is, looking for a keyword regarding a topic within your website, and if the CTR is above 5%, is a clue that you should use it on your website. And in the title, the H1, the meta description, every strategic semantic area in the web pages are important to optimize, even the attributes. But this is not something systematic. In 50 years, I still see a lack of, optimizations of these kind of elements within a website. So, also what is important is that each landing page, one landing page, should only treat one topic. Avoid to put 3-4 topics in a same landing page. Normally, if you're working, here I'm selling trainings for SEO. My webpage is only about this. I'm not going to speak about, I can also create podcasts, I can also create, websites and so on. Here, my topic is only PSO, so the podcast search optimization training. And I have a contact form here for easier UX. And I can also use this page if I want for paid ads. This is something also that I can do thanks to this kind of landing page. So, one page, one idea. And also, search engines, classic search engines or AI search engines, they like monolingual pages. For example, if my page is in French, only French. Don't put French and English, for example, together, because you don't know, Google doesn't know which language it should take to rank the web page within the algorithm. So, monolingual pages, very important. And regarding something that's important for the AI search engines, or also classic search engines, it's the rich snippets. Because thanks to this, you can optimize the web semantic for the search engines and the algorithms. Because when you provide more information through this kind of search engines or crawlers, they know better who you are and what you're selling. Do you have any stock for your products or even for events? You can look for the items on kema.org, this website. It's like a library and you can find all the items within it. If you have an e-commerce website, I would recommend you to use products as an item, price, review. We will speak about review, very important today to have reviews, because AI search engines are using using UGC, user generated content, to rank and to provide the search results also. So look at this. That would be interesting for you to maybe find out a few rich snippets for your websites. And also what is important to work on is the named entities. So named entities, what is it? It's pretty simple. It's the names of person, companies, places, or even celebrities, all of this. And algorithms, they are using this kind of tags, like they are tagging and using, the keywords to understand what is the page is about. So that's why it's so important to have keywords within pages, and especially at the top of a web page. You can also use keyword at the end of the page, but as the crawlers are scanning the website from the top at the bottom, it's better to put really all the keywords at the top of the website, of the web page. Yeah, it's still true. So this is what I say. You have users who have needs, and now your web pages should answer the requests, should answer the needs. So when you think this way, you will reach a good CTR. That is to say, is well targeted. The users find out the information or find out the product that they want to purchase, and okay, you can rank the page better. So click-through rate is a criteria for ranking well, of course, on search engines. Good quality content. I think this is something that we have spoken about for years, but I think providing text, written articles is annoying for most of people, especially when you know that Google likes very long articles. There are studies that prove when you have like 2,000 words on a page, you have much more chance to rank in the top 3 of the search results. And even AI search engines like very long articles. But the problem is that you have to respect the criteria. Is the EEAT, experience, expertise, authority, and trust. You can use AI to generate your content. But today, classic algorithms like Google crawlers, they detect, they know when it's written by an AI, especially if you don't proofread and rewrite a certain part in the articles. So I would recommend to not use this kind of strategy too much to generate content with AI. You can, but you must proofread absolutely and change the sentences within the articles. And also, what we do in France, and we like to do it a lot, is to have journalists to write articles, because EAT is based on the experts, or having experts, of course, in a domain, in industry to write the articles. Have a picture of the journalist and a little biography of who is he and what is his expertise. It's very important to prove that the articles were written by someone who is, how can I say, who has good reputation and who is a real expert for the industry. So the CTR here is once again what I was talking about. You can find it in Google Search Console. Google Search Console is a very good tool today for even auditing your website. Honestly, I don't use any tool on the market, SEMrush and so on. I don't know if some of you know that. Google Search Console is enough because you can have the error URLs, you can have the redirected URLs and so on, and how to clean these elements, because within all the tools you can find different kind of functionalities. So Google Search Console is a very good tool for that. So I was speaking about UGC, and UGC is very, very important for GEO, but also for PSO, because there are people who are also asking me how to rank better, how to rank my podcast, and for that you need to log reviews. More reviews you have, better chance you can rank. Even if you have negative reviews, it's a review. You can rank better, but maybe for the different kind of reasons. So UGC, if you have a brand, if you have a company, or even for yourself, if you are a freelancer, ask for reviews. Very, very important. And to me, there's also a strategy that can help your brand to build better popularity, is to use the YouTube Shorts. Because thanks to YouTube Shorts, for example, if I want people to discover my podcast, I can do an extract, subscribe it, of course, and retranscript what I'm saying in the podcast, because it's helping me to have like an article of the video. And then I can put it on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram Reels, everywhere, even on LinkedIn. So to me, it worth the investment to do videos, because you can then create some virality. Before doing that, I don't have that much of views for my videos, because I'm always speaking about SEO, and I think it's not a very attractive, or I don't know, it's too technical really for people. But since I've done shorts, it's like teasers, my views have grown a lot. So to me, it's very interesting to explore this kind of tools, especially for the YouTube Shorts. And also, we speak about brand, the notoriety, the popularity of a brand. Press release can help you, can clearly help you. So, digital PR today is mandatory. I mean, even if you don't have the budget maybe to work with media directly, try at least to have maybe a little campaign of link building to help your brand to be a little bit more viral or visible on external websites. And here it's a French article on a website that has good metrics. It's not fabulous. I mean, it's not like Le Figaro, Le Monde, big media in France, but it's enough to start with. And thanks to this, also there are, how can I say, expert currents that you can read. I don't know if in Hong Kong or China, can you do that on the media? I think yes, to contribute to expert currents in certain media, specialized media. Here, Journal du Net, it's a media on digital products, on digital topics. So from time to time, I will write articles about PSO, GEO, Baidu SEO, maybe things that French people don't know very much, and I like to share the knowledge. And it helps me to grow my brand, so my personal branding, and to rank even better on search engines. So speaking about rankings, link building is very, very important. So getting backlinks is mandatory. If you have a good website, you don't have technical problems, you have good quality articles written by experts and so on, but if you don't have links, it's going to be difficult for you to rank better on search engines. I mean, classic ones or AI ones. So make sure that you start even with three or four links per month is enough to have more popularity for your websites and to build trust. Of course, don't choose websites that have nothing to do with your topic. Choose websites that's in the same semantic branch, same topics, very close to yours. And you have to build links regularly. It's not a one shot and it's finished. So like what I said, 3-4 links per month is okay. You start to have something, you start to build your popularity. And of course, traditional SEO stay mandatory. And what you can do for your branding is, of course, to create different kind of social media accounts. This already helps to occupy the top search results for your brand, a LinkedIn profile, Instagram profile. Pinterest works very well also for SEO, because now Pinterest belongs to Google, so use it to promote your product, especially if you have e-commerce websites. So yeah, occupy the first page with many social accounts, and of course if you have a social account, try to be active on it. That will be very good. And thanks to all of this, today on ChatGPT, Narrastoria is among the results. But this is something that is evolving, and it depends on how you ask the question. Here I just asked, could you provide me the top 10, I think, agency for ranking podcasts in France? And Narrastoria was mentioned at first, in the first position. And the other one, there are also agencies for podcasting. So this means that from Narrastoria is only 2 years old. I mean, we started with this brand in 2023. It's like a test and learn brand, and we try many things on that. And I use all the actions that I'm talking to you, and it works. So you can, and I think the most important thing that make it works is the link building. The link building that I've done for the website help it to render on AI, especially here for ChatGPT. And maybe a few ideas. Even sponsoring can be interesting because you can always obtain a backlink and gain more visibility because you have offline and online visibility. So it's an idea. And try to earn brand mentions. Even if you don't have a link, you don't have a backlink, gaining mentions, gaining brand mentions also help you to gain popularity. For example, in France we have a very well-known media is BFM. If I have a mention on BFM, I'm already very happy because even if there is no backlinks, because this can be readable by callers and see, oh, okay, BFM has mentioned Narrastoria, so it means that it's a popular and trustable brand. So you can build your brand. You can build your branding this way by gaining mentions on other websites. Join professional networks. So on my side, I've joined a few professional networks, and one of them is the Women Podcast. And also, I'm also, I think I didn't mention it, I'm also an ambassador of Women Techmakers. So I'm here in Paris and now in Hong Kong. And this helps you to build your brand popularity. Even if it's a company, you have many directories. So register on them, have a backlink, and this will help you grow your virality and popularity. And of course, in order to see how this will perform, there are specialized tools for PSO because my brand is on PSO. But as I say, the Google Search Console is very good for that. And if one day you have a podcast, I recommend you to use Acast. It's an international platform on which you can find out insights from your listeners, the downloads, and so on. So Acast is a good one. And also Spotify Analytics. If you host your podcast on it, you can find out interesting KPIs such as the impressions, clicks, and so on. So to conclude, this strategy finally works and applies for everyone. If you need to build your personal branding because you're a freelancer, you can start with this with a website and have people to speak about you. And PR, maybe PR for person branding can be, but it can be expert columns, as I show you. You write articles on your expertise. If it's a company, of course, also find a way to show your expertise. Not only selling what you're, selling for e-commerce website. What is your difference? What is your niche? Think about that. What makes you different from a competitor? And I think with this kind of strategy, PR, link building, good quality content, and a good technical website without any bugs, technical errors, a good UX, it's helping you to have a good branding and to rank better on search engines. And just talking, right now, we are looking for people to work with us for the HK company, because now we are only two with my husband and how can I say, a trainee. And we are looking for a business developer and a full stack developer for helping us for creating a platform for link building and PR in Asia. So you can scan the QR code or send a CV, resume to this email. And that's it for me. Hope that you learn what you're doing. If you have any questions, we have 5 minutes. Maybe I can.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. So I'm thinking one question is when you mention in the content, the presentation, it's more actually related to a brand owner. Sounds like because we need to have your product to be able to solve one solution or have an image of the branding. But what about if you are a reseller, you are not owning the brand, then how would you be able to help on the AI agentic recommendation? Let's say if you search at Google lipstick, you won't be good. You will find a brand like Cookie or Burberry or something, but you will not be able to see Sasa or whatsoever, something like that. So how would those people, reseller, will be able to enhance their content to be relevant for the AEO world?
Interesting question, but as a reseller, do you have the rights to maybe have a landing page about your product or even the service that you have? Because this way you can, create a kind of landing page and attract traffic for selling your product without, mentioning the brand. This is something that I've tried in the past because I was one of the Baidu reseller for the search ads products, and I created a landing page about where you can do brand zone ads and so on with Baidu, but I didn't mention the owner, and it works to attract more traffic. So I work on this landing page with PR, with link building. Yeah, you can do that.
You said that reviews are important, but do they have to be real user generated, or you cannot use AI ones?
No, you can be penalized because now AI and classic search engines, they can detect if the reviews are real or not. It's better to really have someone who can recommend, but I know that you can also buy reviews, but it should be real, not AI generated.
Thank you, so I'm interested how you feel the difference between SEO and GEO or AEO. If I do well in SEO practice, does it automatically means I will be good in GEO? Another question is how long do it usually takes to see some effects or changes after you do some SEO improvement?
Okay. For me, SEO is more focused on the on-site insights. That is to say, you have to work on the technical elements, the crawl budget, and mobile performance. GEO, no. For GEO, if you have errors, redirected URLs, you can still rank on GEO, but you need to have popularity for GEO. SEO is much more focused on technical, semantic, content, the on-site part. GEO, I have the impression, is more the off-site. Reviews, PR, review. Two questions?
Yeah, you mentioned about the UGC.
UGC.
Adding reviews and testimonies in that page. So those reviews, are you referring to Google reviews or?
Not only. You have Google reviews, of course, but in France, one platform that are very used is Trustpilot. Maybe you know it. Trustpilot. And avis vérifié, it's very, very used. I think in Hong Kong, China, you also have the local platforms. So yeah, I think we can have 2 more questions.
Yeah. Just quickly, how long is the latency between you updating your site for SEO and also for GEO, and then seeing the results? Like, how long should you wait, or does that vary between GEO and SEO?
I think you have maybe 1 month of difference, because Google is indexing and renewing the index for 5 days. But GEO, it depends on how ChatGPT and others search engines are looking and searching for your results, and I think it's like 1 month. I have that feeling.
What's your preferred keyword research tool?
My preferred search tool? Google, I think. But I also use ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
The Google one will only give you what your website ranks for, not what's out there as broad spectrum, right?
Sorry?
If you have a brand new website that ranks as nothing,
Yeah.
you do your research, you use ChatGPT, I think.
I use ChatGPT first. Yeah. Finding brands, finding new elements, or asking my questions. Yeah. And I think in France, most of people will do that now,
Yeah.
especially the youth generation. So one last word, what is important is really work on your SEO first. Normally when your SEO is okay, is well done, you can rank on GEO. And the main difference is SEO is very on-site, GEO is very off-site. UGC, PR, and so on. Well, thank you. 多謝大家. You can find me on LinkedIn if you want to connect and ask other questions on SEO. It will be my pleasure to answer. Thank you.
多謝各位今日參加 Google DevFest 咁今日所有嘅 speaker session 已經完結㗎啦。我哋5點鐘咧喺 LT5咧會有個 lucky draw session 嘅，咁歡迎大家而家過去啊 ！Thank you。
Yeah, we can use Teams for video calls, reference you need, and then
hay cảm ơn phê phê mấy chị 同你影一張嘛，你幫我同我女影一張。
好啊。
啊，
冇問題冇問題。
嗱呢個未識啊。
冇事冇事。即係要埋呢個 logo 啊。